survey employees, we could ask them, what do you like about your manager? What do you dislike? I'm an economist. I naturally distrust survey methods. And when you gather traits of managers and you couple that with organizational outcomes, you get a much clearer picture of what makes managers thrive. For example, we found leadership teaching ability, no surprise there, those are strong predictors. But the other factor that really matters is consistency. We've actually found negative effects amongst managers that are highly creative and outside the box thinkers. At the end of the day, when it comes to managing, employees really want someone who's a solid foundation, someone who they know what they're going to get from day to day. And so that helps drive not only your hiring processes about supervisors, but also training around how best to manage. In that there are common concerns about the use of predictive analytics, and CFO Magazine actually highlighted this. So this is the conversation that you might hear between the CHRO and the CFO. And we had already covered all of these elements within the poll question we asked earlier. But the funny thing is, I did want to highlight, number 2 is the one we hear the most often. It was actually the winner of our poll. We don't capture enough data to do predictive modeling. What we tell clients that tell us that is, for better or for worse, you are already a big data organization. Assuming it's a moderate to large company with a certain number of employees, we find that in essence, those data do exist. And they can be siloed, they may be in different elements of the organization, it may take effort to integrate them, but it is extremely rare, and often, I can't remember the last time we went in, did some sort of data due diligence and found, you're right, the data isn't here, there's nothing we can do. So the good news is that the data is there, and ultimately there are a number of other concerns that I think we can kind of level. So another example, in this case, improving sales within a large wealth management company. In their case, they're very focused on 3 metrics: assets under management, certification pass rate, and retention. People had to pass a certain financial certification test, and once those brokers did, we wanted to keep them on the job longer. What we would do is integrate with them, aggregate and share data, pull data from industry aptitude scores, their HR management systems. We'd apply screening assessment data, sales performance, data from their learning management system, scorecards, and then we'd supplement that with macroeconomic and post-hire survey data. And then we generate insight from all of that. And there were a few insights that came out of it. One is we need a hiring screen. We need to assess people at the point of application and get the right raw talent in the door. We need to identify the traits of the best trainers. We found training is something that was a struggle. So we're going to get the best people into those training positions. And then we're going to optimize the curriculum. We're going to ask how much training, what sort of courses, in what order, and how long are appropriate, and use data in order to connect the dots and answer those questions. And then the key is iterating. It's using this process over and over again to really drill down and improve different elements of the organization. And so to the use cases I mentioned earlier, there are good to happy endings to a number of these stories, and I'll share just a few. 39% improvement in retention of frontline employees. That's a huge number. 3.7% higher net promoter scores. Those are customers that are going away happy and ultimately going to be coming back to the well. 30 million plus in annual increase in subscription-based revenue retention. At the end of the day, you keep customers happy, you're able to close sales. That hits the bottom line in a very clear and direct way. 7% increase in new product sales. Again, it's sales conversion, and we've seen this applied to not only customer service, but also sales types positions. And finally, 820 avoided hires over a 3-quarter period. 820 might not seem like a large number, but consider the fact that the average cost of replacing an employee ranges from $2,000 to $5,000. When you multiply that number by 820, you actually end up with millions in savings as a result of the deployment of one of these platforms.